YouTube, man? Back with another little video today. If I'm saying, you already know we got the continuation of the story of Julio and ATK and Yungeen Ace and this and that. It don't ever stop, bro. You know what I'm saying? We already had the video, all the videos about Julio, but we have a video today about Yungeen Ace. This is what happens when you betray Yungeen Ace. We gonna see what this video talk about. I don't know who betrayed Yungeen Ace. If you did it, you're dumb. You're dumb. You already knew it was finna go down. But we gonna see what this video talk about before we start though. Like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, smash that bell. Let's see what this video talking about, man. Let's get it, bro.
Once admitted something to DJ Vlad that everyone seems to be ignoring.
When I went to jail, I had like 8 people telling them.
Really?
These were your friends?
I don't remember.
A couple on was.
Now I got one question to ask. When Ace got out, what do you think he did to those friends? Yes, we're all thinking the same thing. Betrayal doesn't go unpunished when you're about that life. So who were those friends? And do we know what happened to them? Well, we do. Strap in, boys and girls. You won't believe who the snitch might be.
Oh, they done messed up.
The betrayal of Yungeen Ace.
Yungeen.
People who know Yungeen Ace, whether they're riding with him or against him, understand one thing crystal clear. You don't mess with Ace unless you're ready to face the heat. He's warned folks himself, and he's not the type to make empty threats.
You approach me, be ready to die.
Straight like
you ready
that.
to die or go to jail.
Straight like that.
That's not your mentality, is that?
That's my mentality. I'm ready to die or go to jail right now.
This mentality Yungeen Ace has developed makes him extremely dangerous, especially when it comes to betrayal. In a revealing interview with Vlad TV, Ace was outspoken about how betrayal can take many forms, and he made it clear he doesn't take it lightly.
When your family leave you, betrayal.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You leave me down bad, it's betrayal. You know what I'm saying? When I need you, and you weren't there, betrayal. But when you needed me, I was there.
Ace went on in that same interview.
And you know, and I'm just gonna put this out here. Y'all already know that's how it is. With a lot of people, you always have somebody's back, and you always do the most for them. And then when you need them and you down, they kick you to the curb, get rid of you like you ain't nothing. Never to hear, never speak to you again. But when you up again, though, when you up again, they gonna try to come back around. You feel me? And you gotta block them. You know what I'm saying? Don't rock with him. Don't do it. You feel me? But that's just how it is, though. People's buddy. That's how you know who's real and who's fake. Real talk, though.
To describe what he considers the worst kind of betrayal of his older brothers. It gave him a creative outlet and a sense of belonging. In 2017, he released the track Go to War with the Yungeen Gang, which quickly gained traction, racking up 100,000 views.
When your family leave you, worst betrayal.
How did he just get? What the fuck?
It's when your homeboy, when the person you love telling on you to the police.
Yeah,
Ace isn't just speaking hypothetically. He's drawing from hard-earned experience. He shared that he's been betrayed multiple times by friends he trusted completely. During that revealing interview with Vlad TV, Yungeen Ace disclosed that 8 people he knew snitched on him, leading to his time behind bars.
When I went to jail, I had like 8 people telling on me.
These were your friends?
A couple on was.
This betrayal cut deep for Ace, leaving him not just hurt, but also highly suspicious of the people around him. This suspicion didn't come out of nowhere. It was shaped by the environment he grew up in, an environment where trust was a rare commodity and loyalty was often tested. Yungeen Ace has never had it easy. Born in East Chicago, Indiana, his childhood was marked by relentless adversity. Life was anything but smooth for Ace and his family. As one of 11 brothers, he saw his mom struggle to hold it down for such a big household. They were constantly on the move, getting evicted from one spot after another, always chasing a place to call home. Sometimes they ended up crashing with relatives or stuck in rundown motels, doing whatever it took just to survive. This constant grind was one of the hardest parts of Ace's childhood, and it left a mark on him that he carries to this day.
So it's really like the living, that's probably like what's the hardest. Oh, we got it done though. Getting put out here and there, down here, living in hotels and
The absence of Ace's father only added to their hardships. His father spent most of Ace's childhood in prison, leaving a significant void in his life. It wasn't until Ace was about 17 that he finally met his father, but by then, the damage had been done. Without a stable male role model during his formative years, Ace looked up to his uncle, who tried to fill that role. Tragically, this relationship was cut short when his uncle died when Ace was just 14. This loss was a turning point for Ace, pushing him to take music more seriously as a way to cope with his harsh reality. Growing up in Jacksonville, Florida, Florida, Ace was surrounded by crime. The environment was unforgiving, and survival often meant adapting to the brutal conditions. Music became Ace's crucial escape, offering a brief reprieve from the relentless challenges he faced every day. He drew inspiration from artists like Lil Boosie, Kevin Gates, and Michael Jackson, who provided the soundtrack to his turbulent life and influenced his decision to pursue music. Ace's first step into music came through the Yungeen gang, a group founded by some of his older brothers. It gave him a creative outlet and a sense of belonging. In 2017, he released the track Go to War with the Yungeen gang, which quickly gained traction, racking up 100,000 views on YouTube in its first week. But music wasn't the only thing Ace found in his environment. The streets pulled him in too, and he slowly rose to dominance. The thing about the streets, though, is it's a whole different ball game. One wrong move can get you killed or locked up, which is why loyalty means everything to Yungeen Ace, and why betrayals cut so deep for him. The chain of events that many believe led to Ace being betrayed by 8 of his closest allies began on December 4th, 2016. On that ill-fated day, Yungeen Ace, his friend DeAndre Thomas, better known as Trey Shorty, and 2 other associates, set out to buy weed from a local dealer. But things took a deadly turn when the calm of an apartment complex on Crossing Boulevard in Orange Park, Florida, was suddenly shattered by a barrage of gunfire. The Clay County Sheriff's Office rolled up to a scene straight out of a nightmare. Someone, or a group, had unleashed 18 rounds into an apartment building. The bullets tore through walls and windows, with 1.40 caliber round even piercing the headrest of a high chair where a 12-month-old baby sat. By some miracle, the baby was unharmed, but most of those shots were aimed right at apartment 413. That apartment belonged to Jonathan Tortorella and his girlfriend Savannah. When the cops showed up, they told investigators that an associate named Unique had hit them up, saying he was sending some friends over to buy some weed. Not long after, 4 dudes pulled up at their spot. Sensing something was off and fearing a setup, Jonathan and Savannah quickly shut the door, but it was too late. Gunfire erupted through the window, forcing them to dive for cover. They managed to catch a glimpse of the suspect speeding off in a dark-colored 4-door whip. The crime scene was littered with .40 caliber shell casings, which forensic testing later showed came from 2 different guns. These same casings were linked to other shootings in Jacksonville, pointing to a pattern of violence. When detectives showed Jonathan and Savannah a picture of Unique's driver's license, they immediately recognized him as Unique Amison, a dude they'd sold weed to plenty of times before. 8 days after the shooting, cops tracked down Unique for questioning. He spilled the beans, saying Yungeen Ace and Trey Shorty had rolled up to his spot, asking if he knew anyone selling weed. Using Ace's phone, Unique called Jonathan and set up the deal. Now, is Unique one of the 8 people Ace later claimed betrayed him? Who knows? But Unique didn't hesitate. He told the cops that Ace was driving a dark blue Mazda, with DeAndre riding shotgun and 2 other guys in the back. The cops later confirmed that the car was registered in Ace's name. 17 days after the shooting.
But you pulled up to them, they'll go get some weed, shot it all up through the door, and you snitched on your homie, bro? Am I seeing this wrong? Am I tripping right now, bro? Because you what? Ace set up the deal, you pulled up, you shot all through, this and that. What the bro, what? On December 21st, Savannah picked Ace out of a photo lineup, saying she spotted him at the bottom of the stairs, leading up to her apartment just before she slammed the door. Word is, Yungeen Ace was the getaway driver, while DeAndre Thomas was ID'd as the one doing the shooting. With these IDs, detectives had enough to charge Ace with accessory after the fact. On June 21st, 2017, SWAT raided Yungeen Ace's apartment, cuffed him, and hauled him off to the robbery homicide unit for questioning.
There's a lot of things I want to talk to you about. I need you to be honest with me.
Inside the interrogation room, Yungeen Ace faced a relentless barrage of questions from detectives. They zeroed in on the shooting at Crossing Boulevard, but Ace stood his ground, denying any involvement or knowledge of the incident. But at this point, the walls were already closing in on him. People close to him had already snitched. The cops had receipts too, playing audio recordings of those betrayals right in front of him.
Hey, that's your boy. That's what he's running his mouth.
Imagine you in the interrogation room when the police play audio of your homie telling on you, bro. And if they really think about this, though, man, and then when you get up out of there, right? You get up out of there, your homie gonna be like, I didn't say anything. I didn't do that. Man, bro, that hit different, bro. That probably hurt his heart. But, like, if I'm saying, y'all trying to rob the weed, man? Like, y'all, what the. You feel me? Like, y'all tweaked out.
He said, that's what he said he did.
I swear to God, I promise to you.
Ace kept denying any hand in the shooting throughout the interview, but it was clear the weight of betrayal was heavy. He was reeling, struggling to understand how his closest people could turn on him so easily. Ace was eventually charged as an accessory in the attempted robbery and sentenced to 31 months of probation. The betrayal hit him hard. He later revealed that one of the Yungeen gang members was among those who snitched, which caused the group to drift apart.
And you're talking about how the group started to sort of move apart at that point?
Nah, it moved apart before then. Like when I went to jail, somebody had told, one of them had told on me.
Many believe that after this, Ace's mindset shifted. He wasn't playing around anymore. Some say this new hardened outlook is what led to the fallout with Jay Yungeen, one of his closest friends. If you're not familiar with this wild theory, let me break it down. Before Jay Yungeen's tragic death, he and Yungeen Ace were tight. Jay Yungeen, born Javorius Tyke Scott, hailed from Bogalusa, Louisiana, miles away from Jacksonville, where Ace grew up. But when the two linked up at a party thrown by their label, Cinematic, they clicked instantly. Just like Yungeen Ace, Jay Yungeen was all about the music from a young age. He dropped out of high school at 18 to chase his dreams and quickly made a name for himself with his unique style and raw storytelling. His first mixtape dropped in 2016, but it was his 2019 hit 23 Island that really put him on the map.
He was already known though before that. I ain't gonna lie, he was already way more known before that. You feel what I'm saying? I know he was way before that. You feel me? But that song did blow him up even more to the people that didn't know who he was.
Earning him widespread recognition. But just like Ace, Jay Yungeen's life outside the studio was anything but smooth. His run-ins with the law only added to his controversial persona. It all started spiraling in May 2019 when Jay Yungeen got caught up with the law in Florida. What started as a routine traffic stop quickly escalated when the cops found 20 grams of weed, drug paraphernalia, and oxycodone pills in his ride. That arrest cost him a spot at the Rolling Loud Music Festival, a missed opportunity that definitely stung. By March 2020, Jay Yungeen was deep in the trenches again, this time for allegedly assaulting a pregnant woman. When the cops raided his crib, they didn't just find trouble. They found $24,000 in cash, promethazine, oxycodone, and a stash of firearms. Word on the street is that when the cops rolled up, Jay Yungeen was hiding out in the attic, like some scene straight out of a hood flick. The charges were heavy, assault and illegal drug possession, but Jay posted bail and kept it pushing, riding the wave of controversy that always seemed to follow him. Despite all the chaos surrounding him, Jay Yungeen's friendship with Yungeen Ace was still something their fans looked up to. Through all the noise, they had each other's backs. Their bond was tight, and it showed when they linked up for a joint project in 2019 called Can't Speak On It. The chemistry between them was undeniable, whether in the studio or out in the public eye. But like any close friendship, theirs wasn't immune to tension. As time went on, the dynamic between them started to shift. Tensions began to bubble up, eventually leading to a fallout. While the exact reasons for their drift aren't entirely clear, many speculate that it had something to do with NBA Youngboy. Whatever the cause, it was obvious their relationship.
Jay Yungeen was beefing with Youngboy, and Ace wasn't getting into that. He said, "I'm cool with 10 of them." You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, we cool. That's y'all. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's y'all. I don't think bro was rocking with that. That might have been the issue. I ain't gonna lie. Feel what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro.
Relationship got strained in the months leading up to Jay Yungeen's tragic death. The two reportedly unfollowed each other on social media and stopped promoting each other's music, a major change from how they used to ride for each other publicly. On July 27, 2022, Jay Yungeen's life came to a brutal end. That day started like any other. He was at his family's spot in Bogalusa, a place he always kept close despite having his own crib elsewhere. But by around 5:50 p.m., the peace was shattered. The police received a call reporting shots fired, and they rushed to the scene, a home with Jay Yungeen's bright blue Corvette parked out front. When they got there, they found Jay Yungeen critically injured by gunfire. His father, Kenyatta Scott, was also hit in the same ambush. Jay lay on the driveway, barely clinging to life, as emergency services arrived to rush him to the nearest hospital. Kenyatta was taken to the ER by a neighbor, also in critical condition. As Jay Yungeen was being rushed to the hospital, the drama wasn't over. Ops weren't satisfied. They followed the ambulance, and another shooting broke out at the hospital. A car was riddled with bullets, but luckily, no one was hurt in that second attack. Investigators quickly connected the dots, realizing the attackers were making a second attempt on Jay Yungeen's life. Rumors started flying online that Jay Yungeen had died. Credible sources tweeted about his death, sending his fans into a frenzy of grief and panic. But Jay's sister took to social media to shut down the rumors, telling people to stop spreading false info. For a few hours, there was still hope, but as the clock struck midnight, the devastating news was confirmed. Jay Yungeen was gone. In the aftermath of his death, many started speculating that Yungeen Ace might have been involved. Some people believe that Jay Yungeen's
No.
betrayal had
Stop.
come with a heavy price, suggesting that Ace had a hand in the tragedy.
No, he
But
did
that
not.
wasn't Ace's vibe at all. After the murder, Ace was completely devastated,
Right.
expressing nothing but heartbreak over the loss of his friend. After Jada Yungeen's tragic death, Yungeen Ace took to social media to share a heartfelt message that revealed the deep pain and regret he felt over their unresolved issues. In his message, Ace said, "I wasn't even gone come post brother cause this been eating me in the inside cause we wasn't seeing eye to eye about some we could have rekindled. I'm lost, hurt, broken twin. I love you forever." Ace didn't stop there. He even kept it real in interviews, opening up about how hurt he was over the whole situation. He talked about how they could have worked it out, saying it wasn't even that deep to begin with, but their pride got in the way.
It was just some that we could have just talked about. Some shit. We both had some little arrogant going on that we could have just. He waiting on me to call him. I waiting on him to call me.
That's how it be.
I'm like, I ain't calling him.
That's
He
how it
gonna
be.
call. And he on the same type of time I'm on. Feel me? When that shit was some bull.
While Ace's words seemed genuine, it's worth noting that he was just as empathetic after Fulio's death, someone many believe Ace had a hand in taking out. Even now, some people suspect Yungeen Ace might have been involved in Jada Yungeen's death, mainly because of his reputation for being ruthless to those who crossed him in the past. People who have crossed Yungeen Ace and regretted. Over the years, plenty of people have learned the hard way that betraying or disrespecting Ace comes with serious consequences. One major incident that sparked a brutal response happened after he was ambushed on June 5th, 2018. On that day, Yungeen Ace and his close-knit circle of friends and family had planned a special evening to celebrate his brother's recent graduation and his best friend's birthday.
On his birthday, I'm like, shit, little bro, let's go do some shit. Cause our life so f***ed up. It's like you live or you die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, let's go out eat, man. This shit, man, we out here.
The crew that night included Yungeen Ace, his blood brother Trayvon Bullard, better known as Quan Quan, and their homies Royale Smith Jr., who they called 23, and Jacoby Groover. They pulled up to the Wasabi Japanese restaurant in Jacksonville, Florida, ready to celebrate and enjoy the night. As they arrived, the vibe was all about joy and laughter. But what they didn't know was that this night, meant for celebration, would take a sharp turn into tragedy. Assailants were already lurking in the shadows, watching their every move. The crew was caught in a moment of carefree living, letting their guard down, forgetting that the life they led didn't allow them the luxury of being out in the open without watching their backs. After finishing their meal, they piled into their ride and headed out. Yungeen Ace and his brothers were cruising down Town Center Parkway near I-295, still buzzing from the night. Inside the car, a brotherly argument broke out about where to head next. Yungeen Ace wanted to link up with his girl, who was eating nearby, while his brothers were all about keeping the party going and meeting up with some female friends. Just 20 or 30 seconds later, around 10:53 p.m., their car came to a stop at a red light. What they didn't realize was that they were seconds away from pure chaos. As Yungeen Ace reached for his phone to dial his girl, a bullet tore through his hand, knocking the phone out of his grasp.
I'm calling him. I'm about to call her. Soon I pull my phone out, I get shot in my hand. See my whole hand. See all this is off. But it grew back. You know what I'm saying?
Beside their vehicle, another car pulled up,
That's
unleashing
crazy,
a relentless barrage of bullets, tearing through metal seats and, even worse, the flesh of everyone inside. The chaos was unreal. Bullets flying, windows shattering, and in the blink of an eye, everything changed. Yungeen Ace lost everyone with him that night, taking 8 bullets himself.
Once in the hand.
Yeah.
Once in the hand, one in my arm and shit. The rest on. I got grazed in my back, but I got shot 6 times.
After the tragic deaths of Yungeen Ace's brothers, his biggest op, Fulio, and his crew wasted no time mocking and taunting him on social media. But they didn't stop there. They decided to take the disrespect to a whole new level by targeting the grave of Yungeen Ace's best friend, 23. Fulio and his crew thought it'd be a smart move to head out to the cemetery to shoot a music video. During the shoot, they went all out with the disrespect, posing at 23's gravesite, placing their shoes on the grave marker, making obscene gestures, and mimicking guns with their hands. They snapped photos and posted up like it was just another day, but they had no idea what they were setting in motion. This move allegedly lit a fire under Yungeen Ace, setting off a wrath that left each of the people in that picture taken out one by one. One of the first people taken out is BG Ibezi. BG Ibezi, known off the streets as Adrian Lee McKenzie, was one of Jacksonville's up-and-coming rappers, making waves with his distinct sound and raw real-life lyrics. He was building a name for himself in the local scene, but his rise was brutally cut short on May 17th, 2023. It was just another night in Jacksonville's Moncrief Park, an area that had seen
Y'all
more.
think about that? That was only a year ago, bro. Knocked off like nothing. Added to the list. You feel me? They don't even care. They just gonna add more to the list. See? And like what happened? 2 months ago? Fulio. You feel me? The list is gonna keep growing, and there's gonna be a book. It's gonna be a book. The lore of Jacksonville, Florida, ATK versus KTA gang activity, gang war or something. Like, I'll be wilding out
more
here,
than its
bro.
fair share of violence. Around 9:40 p.m., the peace was shattered by the sound of gunfire. B.G. Wybezi was in the 3600 block of Effie Street when shots rang out. The scene was chaotic. Multiple rounds fired, leaving 2 boys and an adult male, including B.G. Wybezi himself, with life-threatening injuries by the time police arrived. B.G. Wybezi was rushed to the hospital, but despite the medical team's best efforts, he was pronounced dead upon arrival. B.G. Wybezi's death was a real shock for his family.
No one in the city can actually tell y'all why Adrian got killed, because nobody knows.
Just 4 days after the shooting,
Act like
the
he's not in the streets,
block where B.G.
right?
Wybezi lost his life became the site of a memorial event. Friends, family, and fans gathered to honor his memory, releasing balloons and sharing stories of the young rapper who had been taken too soon. But the somber gathering quickly turned into another nightmare. As mourners paid their respects, gunfire erupted once more, turning the vigil into another scene of violence. A woman was hit in the arm and had to be rushed to the hospital. Fortunately, her injuries weren't life-threatening, but the message was clear. B.G. Wybezi's death was part of a cycle of violence that wasn't ending anytime soon. B.G. Wybezi's murder is widely believed to be tied to his involvement in the graveyard incident, a decision that, in the world he lived in, came with deadly consequences. Jake Jitt was next on the alleged hit list. On August 16, 2023, Jake was cruising through Duval County, heading to link up with Kenny Caps, one of Fulio's close affiliates.
You say when he was on the way to you, when he was on the highway?
Yes, he texted me 15 minutes away.
As Jake navigated
crazy,
the
bro.
highway, another car crept up beside him. Inside was a shooter, locked and loaded, with one deadly mission. Without a word, the shooter opened fire, bullets tearing through the night and aimed right at Jake's car. The sound of gunfire echoed, causing panic to spread across the highway. Realizing his life was on the line, Jake slammed on the gas, desperate to escape, but in the chaos, he lost control of the wheel. His car swerved wildly before
Crazy,
crashing
bro.
head-on into a parked semi-truck. The impact was brutal, leaving his car a mangled wreck with Jake trapped inside. Whether it was the shooter's bullets or the crash itself that sealed Jake's fate remains unclear. But one thing is certain, Jake Jitt didn't survive that night, losing his life at just 18 years old. Rico Osama was next on the list, and his end came with brutal finality. December 12th, 2022 started like any other day in Jacksonville, but by 3:53 p.m., gunfire shattered the routine near the 6300 block of San Juan Avenue. An off-duty cop nearby heard the shots and immediately alerted the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. The rapid succession of shots had officers racing to the scene. When they arrived, they were met with a grim sight. 3 men, including Rico, had been gunned down. The parking lot of a business plaza was scattered with shell casings, evidence of the violence that had just erupted. Surveillance footage from a nearby shop captured the aftermath, showing one of the victims, wounded and crawling across the street, trying to escape the chaos.
Seconds later, a man in a blue shirt appears from around the corner. He looks to be shot and drops to the sidewalk before crawling to a nearby business. EMS is seen arriving moments later. The man is one of 2 people hurt and underwent surgery.
The victims were rushed to the hospital. For Rico Osama, it was too late. He didn't make it. As the investigation unfolded, witnesses reported seeing a lone shooter dressed all in black who might have been involved in a foot chase before the shooting. Despite a manhunt, the shooter slipped away, and no one was ever arrested for Rico's murder. Fulio was the last on the alleged hit list tied to Yungeen Ace and his crew. The tragic end came on June 23rd, 2024. Fulio and his crew had rolled out to Tampa to celebrate his birthday, thinking it'd be just another weekend of partying and turning up. But his ops had other plans. They tracked him down and set up a deadly ambush outside the Tampa Holiday Inn. The surveillance footage from that night is haunting. It shows 3 shooters creeping through the shared parking lot of a Hilton and Holiday Inn, each of them armed and ready, one with a handgun and the other 2 packing rifles. The camera captures every chilling move as they approach Fulio's car, parked right outside the hotel. Without warning, they unleashed a hail of bullets on the vehicle. Fulio, sitting in the front passenger seat, tried to make a break for it as the car sped off, but the gunfire didn't let up. The coordinated ambush was brutal, taking Fulio's life and leaving 3 others in the car fighting for theirs. The police later identified Fulio's killers as Alicia Andrews, Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy. According to investigators, these suspects were linked to the notorious ATK gang.
Y'all, it's just crazy because, you know, it's just gonna continue. You feel what I'm saying? It's just crazy though. Like these people right here wildin', gangbangers, wildin'. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, y'all be tweaked out, bro. Let me know who I just kind of messed up what I'm about to say. Who is next? Who is next to step up and take Fulio's place and is going and become the new face of KTA? You feel what I'm saying? Who's next? Because you always know there's somebody always gonna replace it, just like how In Chicago, we always got somebody replacing somebody else, just like how Duck got replaced and Hitbo got replaced and Izzo got replaced. You feel what I'm saying? There's always gonna be somebody else. You feel me? Who's next, y'all? Let me know, man. Let me know what y'all feel about this video, y'all. I do not promote gang activity on this channel. Y'all see what be going on, bro. If y'all don't watch these videos and understand, like, stay up out the way, stay up on the streets, get some money, and work your move. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know. GTA might be for you. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all feel about this little video, though. You feel what I'm saying? Like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, smash that bell. It's on with y'all, man.